How to write a case brief in criminal justice. Today, we'll be diving into a fundamental skill for any criminal justice student or legal professional: how to write a case brief. Understanding this process is key to developing the analytical skills necessary to think like a lawyer and to deepen your comprehension of legal principles and precedents. Objective of writing case briefs. The primary objective of writing case briefs is to distill the complex and often lengthy judgments of court cases into concise, manageable summaries. This practice is integral to legal education for two main reasons. Firstly, it helps you grasp the core issues, reasoning, and conclusions of legal decisions. Secondly, it sharpens your analytical abilities, enabling you to think critically about the application of law. Engaging with the raw material of legal decisions allows you to identify key issues, understand the judicial reasoning process, and succinctly articulate the essence of judgments. This not only aids in mastering the substance of the law, but also cultivates the critical thinking and precise communication skills that are essential in legal practice. Historical context and rationale. The tradition of briefing cases is deeply rooted in legal education. Professors agree that direct interaction with legal texts, particularly opinions written by judges, is crucial in developing robust legal acumen. The rationale is straightforward. To understand the law, one must engage with it as it is applied and articulated by those who interpret it professionally. Briefing a case compels students to engage directly with the text, dissect it, and distill its essence. This exercise builds a foundation of legal knowledge that is both broad and deep, instilling a habit of mind that is analytical, inquisitive, and rigorously logical. In summary, case briefs serve as a bridge between the theoretical frameworks that underpin the law and the practical realities of its application. Overview of the case briefing process. A case brief is a succinct summary of a court decision. The essence of a case brief is to condense the facts, legal issues, rationale, and outcome of a lengthy court opinion into a short, digestible format. Its primary purpose is to aid law students and practitioners in understanding and remembering the key aspects of a case, including the legal principles it establishes or applies. By extracting the most important elements of a case, a brief makes it easier to study the evolution of legal doctrines, analyze judicial reasoning, and apply these insights to new or similar legal problems. Beyond mere summary, a case brief serves as a tool for critical analysis, enabling the reader to evaluate the court's decision-making process, question the application of law to the facts, and consider alternative outcomes. This analytical exercise is fundamental to legal education, as it cultivates the skills necessary for legal reasoning and argumentation. Benefits of case briefs. Case briefs are invaluable study aids. They provide a structured summary of complex cases, making it easier to review vast amounts of legal material efficiently. The process of briefing a case enhances comprehension of legal texts. It requires students to actively engage with the material, parsing through legal jargon and complex argumentation to identify the essence of the decision. Briefing cases train students in legal analysis by identifying the issue, articulating the rule of law, dissecting the court's reasoning, and summarizing the conclusion. Students practice the process of legal reasoning themselves. Case briefs serve as quick references that refresh the memory. In summary, the case briefing process is a multifaceted exercise that benefits legal education and practice in numerous ways. Understanding the IRAC method in criminal justice. The IRAC method, which stands for Issue, Rules, Analysis, and Conclusion, is a critical framework in legal analysis. It offers a structured approach to dissecting legal problems and crafting coherent, persuasive legal arguments. This method is particularly valuable in the study and practice of criminal justice for its clarity and systematic breakdown of legal reasoning. The process begins with identifying the legal question or issue at the heart of the case. This is framed as a straightforward question that the court aims to resolve, focusing on the specific legal challenge or dilemma presented. The next step is to outline the applicable laws, statutes, or legal principles that pertain to the issue. This involves stating the legal framework the court utilizes to inform its decision, including any relevant precedents that establish or clarify these rules. The analysis is where the legal rules are applied to the case's facts. This crucial part of the process examines the court's interpretation and application of laws to the specific circumstances of the case, detailing the judicial reasoning that led to the final decision. It provides a comprehensive look at how legal principles are operationalized in real-world scenarios, showcasing the analytical depth of legal reasoning. Finally, the conclusion summarizes the case's outcome based on the preceding analysis, It provides a clear answer to the issue posed, encapsulating the court's decision or ruling. In the context of criminal justice, the IRAC method may be tailored to highlight aspects particularly relevant to this field, such as constitutional implications, the rights of the accused, and the procedures of law enforcement and the judiciary. This adaptation ensures that the analysis is grounded in the principles and concerns central to criminal justice, including constitutional implications. Given the constitutional dimensions often at play in criminal justice cases, the IRAC method emphasizes analyzing how legal decisions impact constitutional rights and liberties. This focus is crucial in understanding the balance between law enforcement objectives and individual freedoms. The IRAC analysis in criminal justice pays special attention to the rights of defendants and the legal protections afforded to them. This includes examining how court decisions interpret and apply rights under the Constitution, such as the right to a fair trial, the right against self-incrimination, and the right to legal representation. The method also delves into the procedures followed by law enforcement agencies, scrutinizing their alignment with legal standards and constitutional requirements. This involves a critical assessment of actions such as arrests, searches, and the collection of evidence, evaluating their legality and the implications for justice administration. The analysis extends to consider the broader impact of legal rulings on criminal justice practices and policies. It assesses how decisions influence law enforcement tactics, prosecutorial strategies, and judicial processes, reflecting on the evolving landscape of criminal justice in response to legal precedents. In adapting the IRAC method for criminal justice, the emphasis shifts to a more nuanced examination of legal issues through the lens of criminal law and constitutional rights. This approach fosters a deeper understanding of the complexities involved in the legal process, preparing students and practitioners to navigate the intricacies of criminal justice with an informed and critical perspective. Components of a case brief. A well-constructed case brief is a critical tool in legal education and practice, especially within the field of criminal justice. Each component of a case brief serves a specific purpose, contributing to a comprehensive understanding of a judicial decision. Here's a breakdown of the essential components. The style or citation provides the official reference for the case, including the volume number, reporter abbreviation, starting page, and year of the decision. This enables readers to quickly locate the full case for detailed study or reference. The style section at the top of the brief should include the full name of the case, as it appears in the legal reports, and its proper citation. This not only adheres to legal writing standards, but also familiarizes students with the conventions of legal documentation. The procedural history section traces the case's progression through the legal system, from initial filing through appeals. It provides context on how the case arrived at the current court, noting any significant rulings or reversals along the way. Understanding procedural history is crucial for grasping the legal standing and implications of the case, including the basis for the court's jurisdiction and any precedential value the decision may hold. The facts of a case lay out the pertinent events or actions that led to the legal dispute. This includes the background context, actions of the parties involved, and any specific incidents that are central to the case. It's important to differentiate the factual circumstances from the legal questions they raise. The facts provide the foundation for the legal issues, but they are distinct in that they describe what happened, not the legal significance of those events. The issue is a statement of the legal question that the court must answer. It is usually framed in a manner that can be answered with a simple yes or no, focusing on the crux of the legal problem, without delving into the specifics of the ruling. The rule or holding articulates the court's decision regarding the legal issue. This section highlights the legal principle or standard that the court establishes or applies in resolving the issue. It is the rule of law that emerges from the case, which may serve as a precedent for future cases. The reasoning or rationale part of the brief explains the court's reasoning behind its decision. This section delves into the logic and legal principles the court used to apply the rule to the facts of the case. It should outline the arguments made by both sides, the legal precedents considered, and the reasoning that led to the final decision. Understanding the court's reasoning is critical for grasping how the legal principles were applied and why the court arrived at its specific conclusion. The judgment or disposition states the final outcome of the case, including any orders issued by the court. This section indicates whether the lower court's decision was affirmed, reversed, or remanded, and details any further actions required by the parties involved. In conclusion, Writing a case brief is a fundamental skill in legal education and practice, particularly in the field of criminal justice. By mastering the components and process of briefing cases, you will enhance your understanding of legal principles, develop your analytical skills, and prepare for the practical challenges of legal practice.